Tony-winning playwright Branden Jacobs-Jenkins is back with Purpose. The new play Purpose is directed by Phylicia Rashad. Here's Beth Stevens with another edition of Building Broadway.
Let's talk about Purpose.
Let's do it, yeah.
Well, Ms. Rashad, you've been directing for a while, but choosing a Broadway project for your first time directing on Broadway is a big deal. How did you know this was the one?
Well, I don't know that I chose it. I think it chose me. Yeah, when you receive that invitation, you gotta say yes. Why would you say anything other than yes?
What about this play moved you?
His writing. He's genius, okay? I love it.
He's listening, look at
Yeah,
that.
I know, I gotta go.
But it's true. It's true. And he always, he'll write the familiar in the most unfamiliar way. It's beautiful. And it's complex. And yet it's so simple. I just love it. It's everything that life is. His writing is everything that life is. And as we know it, life makes the best theater.
Well, this play is a true ensemble piece. And tell me what it's like for you to find that complexity in these characters, for all of the characters, and then also fostering the chemistry and the trust in the rehearsal room among this cast.
They bring so much with them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's really easy to build an ensemble when you have an ensemble of actors who respect each other and who are kind of equally yoked, you know? And I think any great actor is gonna co-author the role with you in some way, so they're gonna fight for the dignity and the integrity of that character in a new play process, and that's what makes it almost like the story kind of begins to tell itself. I also just love ensemble shows. I love the team sport of ensemble acting. You know, it's like a miracle when it works, and every show is different because you see them challenge each other. Someone makes a slightly different choice, and it tells a slightly different story, and that to me is the joy of live theater.
You have such an illustrious career on the stage and on the screen. What do you think your career as a performer has taught you as a director?
Ooh, there's the beginning, there's the end, and that's everything that happens in between. There's that very first rehearsal, there's that very last performance, and there's everything that happens in between. Allowing that.
People who saw Appropriate last year,
Yeah.
this is a very different play, but there are some similarities.
Yes.
There's another very complex, messy family with a lot of internal strife, and there's another outsider who's witnessing that. Can you talk a little bit about these two pieces?
Yeah, I mean, ironically enough, I was finishing this play while rehearsing Appropriate, and in some ways they are conjoined on some level. And I think, yes, if you've seen Appropriate, there are echoes, intentional echoes in this that you might hear. It's really about honoring what I think is truly the most American form of drama, which is the family drama, and finding new ways to tell it, new people to tell it on. You know, that was sort of the impulse behind the play.
When you first read the play, Ms. Rashad, what was your first reaction?
This is good.
Well,
Yeah.
there's only 40 pages,
But
but
okay, it was 40 good pages. This is good. Yeah, I want to be a part of this. This is good.
Was there something that resonated with you specifically about the play?
I had seen 3 of his other plays. All right, so I knew, okay, this is good. And this can only be good because I had seen his work already. And each was different, but each was honest. Each was honest. That's what I look for.
There is something about your work that is so complicated and messy and relatable. Which characters are you excited for audiences to meet, or what part of the play are you excited for audiences to see?
oh gosh, all of it. I mean, obviously all of it. This is the thing about ensemble shows. I think all of these characters have been drawn with such care and are just so inspired by the talents behind them. And I do think there's some performances that are gonna happen that will be talked about.
To say the least.
To say the least, yeah. So I guess, yeah, I get hesitant to, I don't want to even pick any favorites because they're all my children. You know, that's the kind of feeling I have with the characters. But I mean, obviously, the people who inspired them were the Steppenwolf actors. So those actors have been with the play the longest, and I feel like in some ways I've tailored it to them most closely. So I guess that's something to look for.
Are there certain conversations you want to ignite with your audience?
Well, that's the thing. Those things that are expressed that you didn't expect to hear about. Those little gems that creep in a conversation when one character is trying to relate to another, trying to give some information, trying to elicit some understanding. And then all of a sudden something comes in that is so relatable and so real that wasn't talked about before. And it happens in every performance. I would listen to the audience go, oh.